Hello everyone, it is Thursday, March 19th, and we're going to go over what you should know about the coronavirus today. Big news if you have any travel plans. The State Department has raised its global travel advisory to the highest level. Do not travel. That advisory would effectively tell U.S. citizens abroad to come home or prepare to stay where they are, and urge those of us here to not go abroad. The U.S. Families First Coronavirus Response Act has been passed into law, which provides free coronavirus testing and ensures paid emergency leave for those who are infected or caring for a family member with the illness. The bill also provides additional Medicaid funding, food assistance, and unemployment benefits. President Trump also said today that he wants to expedite potential therapies for treating COVID-19, saying it could lead to a breakthrough while vaccine is still under development. Massachusetts is expected to see a massive increase in testing over the next few days, according to Governor Charlie Baker. And this is really good to see. Elderly hours have started up at Market Basket and the Roche Brothers stores. Market Basket will open its doors to older customers between 5:30 a.m. and 7 a.m. on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And the Roche Brothers will serve senior citizens and disabled people each day from 7 to 8 a.m. This is happening in stores around the country, and personally, I think this is great for the people who need it. A second coronavirus-related death occurred in New England today with the passing of a 91-year-old man in Connecticut. And here are the latest numbers of confirmed cases in the region and around the world. You know, during this pandemic, people are trying to make the best of things, which is why it's nice to see some kids' art out and about. We have this on a tree, and we have a little sidewalk art. And if you're actually on the roads, this billboard hits New England fans right in the feels. See you later, Tom. This Northeastern University grad will miss her graduation, but a small group of her friends threw her a tiny, personal commencement ceremony. If you're looking to burn some time, the Oven in Epping, New Hampshire is helping people stay occupied with a takeout, make-your-own pizza. And the owners of a South End restaurant are offering to feed up to 70 customers from the restaurant industry per day, with the excess food left over from the closing of their other restaurants. They say they have enough to feed all those people for 3 weeks, and then they'll evaluate where they're at. Hard to believe with all the snow out there, but it is spring, and what better way to kick off the first day of spring than with some animal cams? They have elephants, puppies, otters, and I'm sure there are plenty other live feeds. Something you can do with the kids, or if you just need a little pick-me-up today. Speaking of virtual animals, the MSPCA are doing virtual tours for adoptable animals and making other changes during this pandemic. Here's the Director of Adoption Centers and Programs, Michael Kiley, to tell us more.
So we wanted to innovate and think of how could we let people see the animals and potentially see if there's a match for them without having them come in. And that's when we started the virtual video tours to give people an opportunity to see what animals we have for adoption. Shelter, which has cats, dogs, and small animals, and then the farm. So we have chickens, horses, and pigs available for adoption. And we've had a lot of response. What we're asking people is if they see an animal that they're interested in is to then call us and we'll screen over the phone if it's a potential good match. And if so, we'll have them come in and do an appointment. And during those appointments, we'll limit any contact between people, keep good social distancing, and see if it's a good match that way. Complete the adoption.
And I was curious, like during this pandemic, do you find that more people are adopting because maybe they're lonely, or surrendering their pets because maybe they're worried about costs? Like, do you see any trends either way?
This is uncharted territory. Most of the disasters that we've led through for crisis have a lot to do with natural disasters that an immediate action happens and a response happens, and over time, that changes. This is more of one that's building. So we're seeing that, we're expecting that there may be some surge intake, which is the reason why adoptions are so important right now. We're expecting that some people who live alone and become sick, hospitalized, may need temporary housing for their pets, and we want to provide that. They may need to separate from their animals, and we want to be able to take those animals in if there's a need. And if the economic downfall continues to happen, we'll expect a secondary surge as a result of that. But on the adoption side, we certainly see that people are getting the message that we need room for all of these animals that may need to come into us temporarily or permanently. And if it's a time that they could take an animal on, people are trying to do that and using the time that they're at home with their family as productively as possible. So a little bit of both. We know that there's a lot of people that are going to need us. Adoption and surrender intake is certainly part of that. And there's also a large number of people in the community that we want to help provide services to them during this time of crisis so that they can stay with their pet long term and not be separated unnecessarily. So we're offering food support, temporary housing, for people who can't afford boarding, and various different disaster preparedness supplies to make sure that people are prepared and ready should something happen and they need assistance with their pet.
That's all I got for you guys today. Stay safe, stay sane, and if you have any questions, feel free to send them our way. But in the meantime, I'll catch you tomorrow.